I'm going to show you how you can build a wildly successful print-on-demand t-shirt business with no money. So this is my Printful account and this is some of the stats just from the last 7 days. In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. I'm actually going to show you one of my designs that is selling like hotcakes at the moment, and I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get started yourself. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of how you can start a fully fledged, profitable e-commerce business just using a laptop. No investment required, no amazing design skills required, and no printing or fulfillment required by you. This is a fantastic passive income business model that you definitely need to try. I recently started doing it myself. I'm making some epic profits. And if you follow what I'm going to show you in this video, you could have your first sales coming in by today. Now let's dive into it. Well, first up, if you don't know, print on demand is a simple but effective business model which allows you to sell unique products online such as printed t-shirts, mugs, wall prints, and so many other types of products. But the great thing about it is you don't have to invest in any stock up front. You don't have to do any of the printing or fulfillment yourself because it's all taken care of by an external printing company such as Printful, who have kindly offered to sponsor this video. We're going to be focusing on t-shirts with this business mainly because they've got quite a good profit margin. They're very quick to print and they're also quite easy to ship and fairly cheap shipping. So I think it's a very good product to get started with. The only thing that we really need to worry about is the designs which are printed onto the t-shirts. But do not worry because I've got you covered. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find and create super simple designs that sell like hotcakes. It's really not as difficult as it sounds. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, you're going to need to create a free Printful account. You can use my referral link in the description to sign up to Printful totally for free. And if you don't already know, Printful is a global printing and fulfillment company, and they've got a range of blank products available. And the way that it works, we can sell any of these products with our own designs online, and if someone purchases from us, Printful will print that product and send it to our customers, so it's totally passive income. So all you need to do to get started is create your Printful account. Okay, so once you've created your Printful account, the dashboard should open up looking something like this. Now, I am actually going to go into the setup of everything a little bit later on once we've actually created our designs. I'm just going to show you some results from my actual Printful account because this is obviously the one that I created for this example. And then I'll show you how we're setting all of this up. So this is my Printful account, and as you can see, just this week so far, I've managed to make a total gross profit of $620. And let's just change it to the last 7 days, just so you can see the last 7 days. Total profit of $1,277. Now, the way that I'm making these sales is on Etsy.com. So there are actually a few Etsy fees which come off this, but it's well over $1,000 profit just this week using the print-on-demand business model. If you don't already know, Etsy is a massive marketplace which gets around 300 to 500 million visits every single month. And it's the best place where people are looking for unique gifts, but t-shirts sell incredibly well on Etsy. So it is the perfect free traffic source for your t-shirt business. And the great thing about Printful is it connects directly to Etsy. So if someone orders a t-shirt from your Etsy store, it will be automatically sent over to Printful. Printful will deal with that. They'll print it and they'll send it to your customer, and you don't have to do anything. It is true passive income. So first of all, you need to create an Etsy account. Now, usually with Etsy, you will need to pay 20 cents every time you upload a listing. Now, if you actually click on the link in the description box below, you can actually create an Etsy store for free, but you'll get 40 free listings. And in this video, I'm going to show you the best way to use your 40 free listings to make the most profit. Now, once you sign up to Etsy, it will walk you through the steps of actually setting up your account where you can name your shop. But in order to complete this setup, we actually need some t-shirt designs. So now we need to focus on the t-shirt designs. You might think in order to sell t-shirts online, you're going to need to be some amazing designer or have a fashion degree or something like that, when that is really not the case. Some of the best selling t-shirt designs online and on Etsy are super simple designs. Now I'm going to show you one of my t-shirt designs that I'm currently selling in just a moment, but I just want to show you this one that I just found on Etsy just to show you the potential and how simple this can be. So this t-shirt here, all it says on the front is Nap Queen in white writing. Super simple, would have took literally a minute to create. And they're currently selling it for $23 US, which is probably around about 18 pounds. And just down here, this is a little tool which estimates how many sales people are making on Etsy. And it says they've currently made over 5,800 sales just for this single t-shirt, which is a total revenue of $134,000 for one single t-shirt. Now, based on my experience, you can probably buy this t-shirt from Printful for around about $11 to $15. So let's just say, for instance, after some of the Etsy fees and stuff like that, they're probably making, say for instance, $6 per t-shirt, which let's just add that up just to see how much profit that is. 6 times 5,849 equals $35,000 profit for a simple t-shirt design. That is how crazy this is. And that's just one. They've probably got lots of different t-shirt designs that they're making constant sales from and constant profit from, totally passively. Now, it obviously will be amazing if you could get a t-shirt design that sells as crazy as this, which is totally possible. It really is possible. You can see that. But you don't obviously have to get these super high selling individual designs. You can still make money by tapping into niches or jumping on like events and trends that are happening as well, which is what I've kind of been doing myself. So let's just have a look at one of the t-shirt designs that I'm currently running. So this is it here. As you can see, it's a fun Queen themed t-shirt, mainly targeting people in the UK, but I have been getting sales all over the world for this. And the reason why I created this is because there's a big event happening in the UK. You might not know if you're not from the UK, but it's the Queen's Jubilee. It happens every 10 years to celebrate her being in power. People have loads of street parties and it's a big fun event. And obviously people want to wear fun t-shirts at these fun events. So I thought it would be a great idea to create a fun party t-shirt for the Queen's Jubilee. And it's been selling fairly well. Currently selling it for £23 in the UK, which is probably around about $30, $29 in America. And I'll just show you some results from this. Now, this is obviously not my best selling t-shirt, but so far I've sold 22 of these. Got a total revenue of £386, which is probably around about nearly $500. And I'm making probably on average between £5 to £10 profit per t-shirt, which is around about $6 to $12 profit per t-shirt. The reason it varies is because I've been running different sales and changing the price and testing different things to see what people will pay for it and what's gonna work out the best. But let's just say on average, I'm making around about £6 to £7 profit per t-shirt, which is absolutely amazing. And that's the thing with Etsy, it's more of a numbers game. So yeah, you might get one of these crazy selling t-shirts and some of these t-shirts are doing well because there's a big event coming up. But if you can list a lot of t-shirts with loads of different designs, you might get a couple of sales here, a couple of sales there. The more listings you've got on Etsy with different t-shirts targeting to different events or different niches, the more money you're gonna make. So for example, if you've got a niche t-shirt that's only selling one per week, and say it's making you $6 profit per week, for example, that's not gonna make you rich. But if you've got 100 t-shirts that are all selling just one per week, that's gonna make you a total profit of $2,400 profit per month. So there is a lot of potential from this, and that's assuming that they're only gonna sell one per week. You might get one that sells 22 in a week like this one, or you might get one that sells 30 in a day. The potential is off the scale, but it's a very good idea to kind of spread out, create lots of different designs and try and get some sales here, some sales there, and that's how you'll start to build up your income on Etsy. Now I'll actually show you how we're going to design these t-shirts and set everything up in a minute and how we can get free images to use on our t-shirts. But I just want to show you some of the different niches and some of the different trends that are working on Etsy just to give you some good ideas. So the way that I actually found the idea of the Queen's Jubilee, I actually forgot it was the Queen's Jubilee, but I went onto Etsy. This is a really good tip and I just clicked the search button at the top. You don't even type anything in, you just click the search, just tick your mouse in there and click it. And it comes up with what is popular right now. And I've seen, and still to this very moment, Queen Elizabeth Platinum Jubilee, Jubilee hat, all of Union Jack t-shirt. These were popping up and I was like, people are searching for that. And then I had a look, let's have a look what people are currently selling. And I seen lots of these like boring t-shirts. And I was like, well, I could maybe try and change this up a little bit and create a different t-shirt. And that is what I did. So that's one of them. You just look at different events. You can search on here, see what's trending, or look on calendars and see if there's any good events coming up. Like I know Eurovision's coming up soon. I'm actually gonna be creating some t-shirts for Eurovision parties. There's lots of different events that you could jump onto. Another way of finding things that are trending that you can create t-shirts around is by heading over to Google Trends. And if we look here on the Explore section, you can see what people are actually searching on Google for, and it can give you some great ideas for t-shirts and niches and events that you can kind of focus on. So people are currently searching for Wordle, which is that online word game that everyone's talking about. So let's go over to Etsy and see whether that's got any potential. So there's already people selling Wordle themed products on Etsy, like this print on demand mug that'll probably be print on demand. Let's see if there's any t-shirts. Yeah, there's a t-shirt here, but there's not that many t-shirts to be honest. So this could still have potential. And the design for that is very simple. It's just letters in boxes kind of in the theme of Wordle. So it definitely could be a great print on demand t-shirt because I can see people giving that to their mum who loves playing Wordle as a kind of a fun gift. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential by jumping on these things that are trending. You've always got to be careful with copyright. Now, I'm not sure whether Wordle is copyrighted, but definitely be careful of that. This is kind of just boxes on a t-shirt and they're not actually using the word Wordle on the t-shirt. So maybe they can get away with it. But yeah, definitely do your research. Don't just copy things that are copyrighted or brands like that because you can definitely get in trouble from that. But yeah, jumping on trends and things like that has got so much potential and you can make a lot of sales very quickly if a lot of people are talking about something and they're searching for it. Is a great way of making fast sales. But I don't think that should be your only focus. You should definitely have some of your listings and some of your t-shirts that are more targeted towards evergreen niches that can be selling all year round. So a good way of finding niches and different hobbies that you can create t-shirts for is just head over to Wikipedia and they actually have a list of hobbies and this will just give you some good ideas of maybe different angles or different niches that you can create t-shirts for these people. Now these might not sell crazy amounts, but you might get a few sales here and there, which is gonna have some money coming in and they might be easier to rank for as well if they're a bit more obscure. So let's just choose one of these and see whether anyone's selling anything on Etsy. Astrology, let's go and check out astrology. So obviously people are interested in astrology and star signs. Let's just do astrology t-shirt. Now, yeah, I thought so. There's obviously a lot of t-shirts targeting towards astrology. So you could potentially put different star signs on t-shirts just with text and people would buy them for gifts and you could make different designs and stuff like that. So that's definitely a potential one. There might be a lot of competition for this niche, but you still can't make it work even in some of the more saturated niches because people buy t-shirts based on how they look. So even these at the top, these are advertised posts. You don't have to spend money on adverts at the start with Etsy because people scroll and scroll and scroll until they find a t-shirt that appeals to them. So if you've got a bit of a different design or maybe a different color that no one else is offering, you still can get sales from it. So yeah, focusing on these evergreen niches is a great strategy as well as adding in some of the big events or things that are trending. So what I think you should do with your 43 listings to make the most profit from them, I think you should choose 6 evergreen niches, maybe from that list, or do a bit more research and think maybe what is a good niche that I could tap into that would sell well on Etsy. Choose 6 of those and create 5 individual designs, quite different designs for each individual niche. So that means you can have 30 t-shirts uploaded to Etsy. And like I said, it's a numbers game. Your t-shirt's going to be popping up here and there. You might make a few sales here, one sale here, but the numbers are going to start to add up. Then what I think you should do with your remaining 10 listings is you should focus on events or big things that are happening, like the Queen's Jubilee, like the Eurovision Song Contest, like other things that might be trending, and create some designs for those. So you're targeting a lot of evergreen niches that are going to be searched for all year round, and you're also trying to jump on to some of these things that are trending as well. I think that's the best strategy to get the most results out of your 43 listings. Then as time goes by, you can start to take down the listings that aren't selling or the designs that aren't selling and replace them with different designs or different niches or different events. And that's probably the best way of doing it. So now it's time to design some t-shirts. Now there's a few different ways that we can design t-shirts. The first way, and probably the easiest way, is using Printful's inbuilt design maker. So when you're actually creating a t-shirt inside of Printful, they've got a full design maker where we can add text. I'll quickly show you that, but if you just click on design maker down here at the bottom, you can choose your item. So let's just choose a t-shirt. And it opens up this here where we can choose the colors and things like that. But we can also click on this design section here and it's got lots of different design tools. So we can add simple text, which obviously a lot of the t-shirts selling on Etsy are just words like Nap Queen. We can do all of that inside of this, but we can also add clip art or even quick designs. They've got some pre-made designs down here like I love my mom. It's Mother's Day soon. So that could be, you could just quickly add that onto a t-shirt and then import it into your Etsy store, which I'm going to show you how to set up everything a little bit later on. So that's one of the ways that you can do your designs. Another way of doing it, if you want a little bit more creativity, is by using the design tool Canva. So you can come over to canva.com, click on create design, click on t-shirt. And again, they have lots of done for you t-shirt designs in here, which we can go in and edit, like this one here. and kind of play around with them and make things that kind of appeal to your niche or the event that's happening. Another great way that you can be creative with your t-shirts and do some really cool designs is by using royalty-free images, which is what I used on my Queen t-shirt that I showed you earlier. So I use a website called Pixabay, which is totally royalty-free images and vectors, and you can use these in your designs. So for example, if you search Queen and we scroll down, there's lots of different designs down here that we might be able to use. So you might want to put this crown on your thing, or this Queen is the one that I actually used for my design. Then you can download that for free, import it into Canva, then you can actually cut out the background and kind of have a play around with it. I was just having fun with this t-shirt, and then it kind of sold really well. So I just got these glasses and I added them onto her, and then I just kind of made it a bit fun. I found a traffic cone, put that on her head and kind of play around with it. Other things you can do here as well is you can click on edit images. So some of my other t-shirts, I did this, and you can add really cool effects to them as well to kind of make them stand out. So this is another t-shirt design that I created like this, and that actually sold quite a few with a similar design to this as well. So you can kind of have a bit of a play around, and as I said, you're going to be creating lots of t-shirts. So just do some mad designs, crazy designs that you think might not work, add them into the mix and see whether they sell. And you do find that some of these random designs, like putting a traffic cone on the Queen's head with some sunglasses, might not sell. No one else was doing that. I did it and it worked quite well. So yeah, there's definitely, have a bit of fun with it, be creative. And you can make some really cool t-shirt designs. So once you've created a design that you're happy with, you can click on share here and then click on download. And I just make it the maximum size for the t-shirt. I make it a transparent background, then I download it like that. And then we can actually upload that to Printful, so that'll be printed onto our t-shirts. So once you've downloaded your design image, then you can come over to Printful and we can head over to product templates to actually create our first t-shirt. So you come over here and we just click on create your first product or template. We're going to choose a unisex t-shirt that we can sell to both. That's what I've been selling. So click on all shirts. Now I've mainly been using this one, which is costing £10.95. There is actually a cheaper t-shirt down here, but this one is available in more sizes, so it appeals more to males and females. And then we can go in here and actually upload our design. So you just click on choose file, and then we can just upload our image that we just created inside of Canva. And then we can add it onto the design like that. And then we can just obviously resize it where we need it to be. That's great. It's over 300 DPI, which means it's good quality. And then that is basically it. We just click continue. And now this will save as a template. So just call this like Queen multicolored. And then add all sizes and save product template. So now that's saved as a template in our Printful account, we just need to head back over to Etsy to continue the setup over on Etsy, and then we can connect Etsy to our Printful store and actually start making some sales. So we just go back over to Etsy, and then we're going to name our shop Liam's by Liam, save continue. And then this is, we actually need to create a listing inside of Etsy first of all. This is not actually going to be the listing we're going to use, but it's just the way that Etsy worked. So we can just add a quick photo. We'll just add this for now. We're not actually going to make this a live listing. We're going to connect our listing to the Printful listing a little bit later on. So just put in random information here now just to get to the next step. Then you just set up all your payment information. Now, once you've inputted all of your information, your shop is now open. Now we can go back over to Printful and connect it and actually upload our t-shirt that we created on Printful earlier. So we just come back here, click on stores, and then we just click on choose platform, and then choose Etsy and click connect. And then all we need to do is click on connect to Etsy down here, allow access, and boom, we are here. You click on add product down here, and then we can go up here to product templates to find the t-shirt design that we already created a little bit earlier, this one here. We can add any colors that we want to add in, so maybe a white version and a red version, and then we just click continue to mockups. And here's where we choose the mockups. So a really good thing is when you're doing t-shirt designs, you can actually create real lifestyle mockups that look like people are wearing the t-shirt, and that will increase conversions if they can actually see it on people. The great thing about Printful is they've got lots of inbuilt mockups, and they've got a full mockup generator that you can use to create and design your own mockups and pick different people and different scenes and that kind of thing. So when you're finishing up your design, you can choose what you want. So I usually start with a flat design as the main photograph on the listing for the thumbnail. So like this black one here. and then I click on add additional mock-up styles down here, and this is where we'll add more mock-ups which will go actually in the listing of people wearing it. So we might grab this guy here, this one down here, and then some different ones for the red version, and then we just click proceed to details, and this is where you'll fill out the listing, and this will all be sent over to Etsy. So when you're filling in your listings on Etsy, you really want to increase people finding it, then you need to put a lot of keywords into the title. So if we're going for like Queen's Jubilee event, we want to go like Queen's Jubilee t-shirt, and just type in different keywords that people might be searching for men, for women, and that kind of thing, and build out, and you just add as much as you can into the title, and these work really well for SEO on Etsy to get people coming in. And then you can add your description here, and obviously the longer the description, the better I have found. So if you just write like a story like, this is a t-shirt that I designed, I think it's really great for the Queen's Jubilee, la 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 la, write a bit of a story, because people on Etsy actually want to buy from other people rather than big corporations and people that have designed things themselves. So that's why it's good to kind of put a bit of a personal spin inside the description, as well as talk about like the benefits, 100% ring spun cotton and all that kind of thing. Add all that in there. You can also add in size guides down here, so people get the size guides that I'll send over to Etsy as well, and then tags, the same thing as up here before. We want to add in as many tags as we can, like Queen's Jubilee t-shirt, things that people will be searching for. Again, this helps with SEO. Add all of those in down there, and then you just click on proceed to pricing. So this is where we can actually choose the price that we're going to charge people for the t-shirts, and you can see how much profit you're going to make. So down here it shows you the Printful price, and it kind of varies depending on where the t-shirt's going to be shipped from, depending on where your customers are based. But at the moment it's set to a £1.25 to £2.87 profit per t-shirt, and you can obviously play around with that. I've been selling mine for a lot more expensive than that, and that kind of covers any fees or any taxes or anything like that. And you can kind of add that in and sell them, say for, let's say we're going to sell these for 22 Great British pounds. That's a profit of around about £10 per t-shirt, depending on the size. And then we can just submit that to the store, and then that will actually send that over to Etsy automatically. And then we just need to head back over to Etsy just to make sure it's live. So if you come into Etsy and click on your shop manager up here, it should have automatically sent it over as a draft, and then we can just make it live. So we click on listings up here, and we can obviously see the test one that we set up earlier. But if you click on draft here, you can see that the t-shirt has actually been sent over as a draft, and we can click inside of this. And then this is the listing here, so we don't really need to change anything here. Some reason that's not the thumbnail. I want the flat lay to be the thumbnail, so that's all fine. And the title and everything and the description should already be done because you did that in Printful, but you've got an opportunity to edit here if you need to. Down here's all the prices, that's all fine. And one really good thing as well, Printful actually passes on the cost of the shipping to your listing, so you can just charge that directly to your customer. You don't need to worry about the cost of shipping, which is great. And then we come down here and then we can just click publish. Now this listing is live, we can actually go and have a look at this on Etsy. Let's have a little look. So great, that's exactly what it looks like. People will be able to find this if they search for it. So just a few points on SEO and actually ranking. When you've got a brand new store, you're not going to be in the #1 spot on page 1. You've kind of got to work towards that. You still can make sales without running adverts, because like I said earlier, people want to find specific designs of t-shirts, so they will scroll further and further down until they find something that they like. But you can obviously do different things to try and get yourself ranking higher. So one example, if we just go over here to Etsy, and you can see that these Queen's Jubilee t-shirts, a lot of them are very similar. They're not really standing out. It's the same model. It's probably the same shop that's selling a lot of these. It's actually not. So they're just copying the same images. So you can obviously make yourself stand out by creating different mock-ups. Actually, Printful have got a full mock-up generator where you can change the background and change the colors and things like that, which is great, which you can delve into once you've actually started to create some more listings and play around with that to make your listings stand out. And like I said, people will keep scrolling until they find something they like. A lot of these t-shirts are white, a lot of them, some of them are black. We've obviously got a red one here, so maybe a good option would be to actually make the red one the main one, and then really go after red as our keyword, because people are probably searching for red Platinum Jubilee t-shirt because red's a pretty British colour. The post boxes are painted red. People might want something that's red, and then you could actually get your listing to rank up for these. And if it doesn't rank, it might rank further down, but it doesn't matter because you're actually the only one that's got a red t-shirt on here. So those are little tips that you can do to stand out and help yourself rank. But obviously once you start getting more sales and more reviews, you will start to rank higher up the page. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you should jump onto this Queen's Jubilee event now because we're getting quite close to it. But also a lot of people are now starting to churn out t-shirts. When I created my t-shirt designs, there was a lot less people doing t-shirts, so mine stood out. I've managed to get some reviews, so I do start to rank higher. But that's another reason why I think you should be focusing on some of these more smaller niches, and you still will be able to rank for them because they're a bit more obscure. There might be less people targeting them. So it's definitely a good idea to do both. The niche side and jumping on some of these big events before everyone else jumps on them is a great way, while also changing up your designs, using different mock-ups that stand out using Printful's mock-up generator, and you should be able to make this work, and it'll start to snowball and snowball and snowball. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it valuable, and I really hope it inspires you that you can make money with this business model. I think it's a fantastic business model, and I'm so happy that I cracked it because it's making me a lot of profit. So if you did like this video, all I ask is that you smash the like button. Don't forget that you can sign up to Printful using my referral link in the description box below. And if you've got any questions about print on demand, just comment them below. I always go through the comments answering any questions, so yeah, just let me know in the comments box below. Until next time, cheers guys.